Let's talk about that because you guys are recruiting new police officers now. What does it take? If somebody wants to come in and they want to be a police officer, what do they have to do? What are you looking for from people who want to get into the force?
So the interesting part about recruiting police, right, when we look at the evolution of a police department, the way it used to be is they recruited military. If you were in the military, you would make an awesome police officer, and that is absurd. Those are two entirely different job descriptions. And so I have the philosophy that our training division, our academy, we can teach you how to be a cop. And that means how to handcuff someone. We can teach you the laws. But what you need to come in with are the things that we can't teach you. You know, the level of integrity that you have, your problem solving skills, how you write. Believe it or not, when people say, gosh, what's the most important thing? They're kind of taken aback when I said, this is the most important tool that we have, our ability to write, because we have to write a report. You know, we have to tell a story. And we have to regurgitate that story on paper in a police report. And then we have to regurgitate that story in a courtroom. It follows that, and your reputation, you know, is about how you transcribe that incident that happened. But more importantly, it's about how you treat other people. So let me go back to that problem solving. That's who I want. People who can come here, they can go out on the street and they can mitigate a situation. Because you mentioned it earlier when you said that nobody calls 911, you know, to come over and have tea. It's usually because something bad has happened in their life and they had to pick up the phone and call 911. And so you want someone who can show up on the scene and who can mitigate that situation through using compassion and empathy. And yes, that is important. I said the C word, compassion. I think that there are sometimes, you know, your old school cops that think that there's something weak about that. The cops that actually are the most successful are the ones that can come on a scene and they can show empathy and compassion, vulnerability. They can use their humor, their communication skills to mitigate a situation. That's who I'm looking for, those who have that kind of skill. We have a lot of people that have been recruited by us, and they don't have a law enforcement background. We're getting a lot of people with social work background, and those people are amazing because they know exactly how to problem solve coming in. And so that is my ideal candidate, is someone who can come in and solve a problem. But I will say this, I'm getting away from that concept of guardian and warrior, and that, you know, you have to have this warrior mentality, because I believe words matter. And I believe we have to get rid of that, just that negative connotation of warriorship. So I will say that they need to be courageous guardians, because it's not enough to just problem solve and talk to people. Our mass shooting will tell you that you also have to have people who are courageous that will run towards gunfire. And so if you have all of the other qualities, but you don't want to do that, then it's probably not the right profession for you. And that's why it takes a very special person to be a police officer, because you do have to have that courageous mentality of, I'm going to go in and I may also have to put myself in harm's way in order to save someone else.